Hello guys, I want to make you this quick video about WebinarFusion PRO. Now this product actually goes live today, and I've had a kind of a quick look around, but I've actually done some of the training inside the platform, and this is absolutely staggering what this thing can do. So I'll be perfectly honest with you, I don't do an awful lot of webinars. It's something that I should do and I intend to do. I did intend doing a couple of weird niche webinars, and I haven't got round to them yet, which I apologise for. But most of that really boils down to the fact that because I don't do an awful lot of webinars, some of the platforms that are available to me are quite expensive. I think GoToWebinar's around $450, $500 per month for a 1,000-seat setup, which, unless you do an awful lot of webinars, that's really quite expensive. I'm sure you'd agree with that. Now, the other one I looked at was a platform called Webinar Jam, which hooks up with Google Hangouts, and that actually looked really good because it had an awful lot of features. The technology is excellent. And it's $250. I think it's $250 a year. So I was actually about to push the button on that when Lester Lim pinged me on Facebook and asked me to take a look at this. Now, just coincidental, I guess, but I kind of came inside, had a look around. I've actually got my own personal account here, even though it's not actually live yet. And as I say, I've been through a lot of the training, and this really is killer stuff. Now, this, as I say, is going to be released today, and I'd just like to cover a couple of the bits that I find to be really, really interesting. Now, you can, if you're anything like me, maybe you don't like doing webinars, or you're not really into that sort of thing, but you can see the potential profit in doing them. And believe me, there is a huge profit in doing webinars. You can actually, a 40-minute, 30-minute webinar, if you've got like a reasonable sized list, you can turn that webinar into absolutely thousands just by doing sort of walkthroughs or slides. I've actually been part or co-launched a couple of webinars myself, and to see the profit on the end of the webinar is just unbelievable. So even if you're not at this point into webinars, I really would suggest you take a look at this. Now, I'm not just going to say go out and buy this. I'm going to show you some of the neat stuff. Let's have a look. My webinars. So we'll create a webinar here. Now, this is the bit that I really love. If, like me, you're not great at making videos or webinars and that sort of thing, or you're not overly confident about doing a live webinar, for example, you can actually go into Camtasia or whichever video editing software that you do, and you can do or record your whole webinar. Just you there, just recording yourself running through slides or doing a walkthrough, and then save that or upload that to YouTube or anywhere else. You can just upload it to your host or your desktop, anywhere, and then here you can see it's set up for live webinars. Now, obviously, you can use this. You can use WebinarFusion PRO for doing your standard live webinars, like you would any other webinar platform. But what I liked was the fact that now you can click recorded. Now, that webinar that you've already recorded in Camtasia, so it's word perfect. You've cut out all the bad bits. In my case, that's a great feature to have. So if you click there, you can see down here it opens up another couple of fields. Now, what you can do now is you can select from a video. Now, you would have to have uploaded your video first. As I said, I'm kind of new to this myself. My media. So you would upload it here. You can do audio as well and vMerge. We'll talk about vMerge in a minute, but let's look on the recorded aspect there. So all you would do is you would upload your video from YouTube, your desktop, or a URL, and then when we go back over here and click the recorded option, then what you would do is you would click here, and you would select from the videos or the video webinars that you'd already recorded and select that one. Now you can schedule this, and once it goes, the time clicks in, then the video that you've actually recorded is actually streamed live. You know, I really don't know how they do this. It's some sort of encoding feature that they've got built in, but it really is excellent. And of course, this is just a start, so you can set everything up to integrate with your autoresponder. This works even if you're using the recording option. Then this kind of still works the same as a live webinar would. So I can be sat here, you can be watching my webinar, and I don't have to actually speak on the webinar because the video is doing the whole thing for me. But while I'm doing that, I'm still able to interact with anybody that's on the webinar. So anybody that's watching, I can still interact with. I've not got one set up yet, but what you can do is over here, you know, your standard sort of webinar layout, you've got the video playing here, and then the chat box over on this side, for example. I'm sure most of you have been to at least one or two webinars. Then you can actually, you can type in, you can use the chat as the video plays. So the whole thing gives that whole live atmosphere, and you're actually in there. You can also, you know, you can also access this from your phone, so you can be anywhere in the world. You can have this all set up to scheduled, to play or stream as a live webinar, and you can access, and you can add your input from your phone. So for example, you can be using the chat there, or you can actually set the whole thing up. I don't know if I can do that here. Probably better to look at the actual training videos, but you can actually set the whole thing up so you're using a pre-recorded webinar, the kind of thing that you might have shot in Camtasia. And what you can do then is you can program, they've got a bot built into this. Let me see if I can find it. Perhaps it's over in not actually sure where it is. Okay, but I'd get you to take a look at the training video. But what you can do is you can program a bot to add polls, questions, comments, and your payment links at any point throughout the whole of that recorded webinar. So you can see that you can completely automate a webinar. So you can set up a load of webinars at your leisure without having to worry about making slip-ups in a live call. You can program the whole thing. People will come along, they'll watch that webinar, and you know, you're going to make a decent amount of profit on the end of that. This kind of thing, webinars, as I'm sure you know, they convert so much better than just plain old emails. So if you've got a small list, a big list, whatever you've got, if you send them to a webinar, you're going to stand a much greater chance of being able to convert that visitor or the person that's watching your webinar into a buyer. And for the simple reason is you're actually explaining, you might be walking them through a software, much like I'm doing here, and they can see the potential straight away. Whereas if you're just sending them an email, yeah, you might be great at writing emails and they might click over there, but the fact that they haven't actually been inspired, they haven't seen inside of the software, can kind of put some people off. So this kind of method, even if you're using the pre-recorded method, is really the way to go. And this is something that I shall be doing more and more, because, you know, without a doubt, there's a lot more money to be made in webinars. Okay, so I've rambled on a little bit here. I want to talk about some other bits and pieces which I've not really gone over here. Now, vMerge is something that, say you've put together a load of slides for your presentation, okay, and it kind of explains everything. And then what you can do is you can merge the two. So you can have your face over here. Let's assume you've got your face over here, and that's you talking to your monitor or talking to your webcam. You're on the webinar, and then on this side, or whichever side you decide to put the slides, you can have the slides use essentially it's a split screen. So you've got the slides and you've got you, and this kind of thing is great because you can be just talking about your slides without having to switch between screens. Okay, so you can do that on the live option. You can, now don't quote me on this, I think you can actually do that on the pre-recorded as well. So as I say, don't quote me on this because I haven't actually done it, but I'm pretty sure that you can have your recorded video playing one side, so that might be you, and then on the other side of the split screen, you can have your slides, which are your vMerge documents. Okay, so hopefully you can see the potential in this, and really I've only just started looking at it. The training in this is absolutely mind-blowing, and it's very, very easy to follow. So I would suggest, even if you're not into webinars, now of course I would say this because I want you to buy this, but honestly, if you think that in the future you could use a webinar platform, I would seriously take a look at WebinarFusion Pro, because it really is that good. They've spent a lot of time, a lot of money, and the coding is absolutely perfect. I've been through, well, the bits that I have been through so far are bug-free. The training is second to none, and for anybody that's not great, or a little bit, how should I put this, not that confident about doing webinars, then this is a fantastic product or a platform to use. And if you are a seasoned webinar guy or girl, then this is fantastic. You're going to get so much out of WebinarFusion Pro. You can use it the same as you would use any other webinar platform, such as GoToWebinar or Webinar Jam. Works the same, but it has so many more features. It's cloud-based, so there's nothing to download. You're not going to clog up your computer. Has all the webinar sign-up pages. You can integrate your autoresponder with it. It just works exactly the same, but with additional features, if you like. So, and obviously, it's going to be an awful lot cheaper, at least when it launches. So, if you're a seasoned pro, forget the 450 or 500, whatever it is, for GoToWebinar. This has all the features that GoToWebinar has and an awful lot more, and you're not restricted to seats, so you can have as many people on your webinar as you want to, and it's not going to cost you any more. Yeah, I mean, GoToWebinar, I know a lot of my colleagues and that, they get it for $150 a month. I could do too, but at the end of the day, this, I'm pretty sure it's going live today, and it's going to be something ridiculous while it launches for, I think, again, don't quote me on this, but I think it's around about $50. Okay, so anybody that's into webinars or even considering it really should take a look at this. Now, if you are considering purchasing this, whether to use now or in the future, then of course I need to offer you a bonus if you're going to buy through my link. This is going to be absolutely massive today, and what I want to do is I want to give you something that reflects the quality of this platform. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer you a course which was one of my biggest courses. I'm going to let you in there absolutely free. It's been closed for a while. I don't actually let that many people in there now. It's called Niche Synergy. If you already have Niche Synergy, then of course I will offer you one of my other courses. But for I know an awful lot of people have asked me if they could have access to Niche Synergy over the last couple of months, and I've had to decline because it is officially closed. But if you are interested in this, if you buy through my link, then you can send over your details. You'll find details of how to do that and what I require from you in the JVZoo purchase area, and you'll be able to get access to Niche Synergy if you purchase this through my link. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been a little bit lacking on me going through it, because as I say, I've only just got it, but I really am that excited about this, and it really is that good. In fact, this probably is one of the most or one of the best software, bar none really. This is that good. Okay, so I really am excited about this. Even if you're not into webinars right now, after looking at this, you certainly will be. Okay, thanks for watching this video.